My top 3 tips for creating wedge habits in the category of movement and physical vitality would be these 3. Firstly, is to make time to walk in nature as often as possible, if possible daily. Secondly, if you are doing that, is to think about how you can activate more during your workday. And if you're doing that, then I would say definitely look into, are you stretching enough to maintain flexibility? So how and why can you build on these? Well, the first one, walking in nature, because nature really is the most important food group. And many of us are not spending enough time outdoors. We tend to get really pulled into our busy lifestyles and can spend a lot of time inside. And we also know that walking is really good. We should be doing about half an hour of walking on most days of the week. Now, ideally, walking in nature means going out without your phone. In Japan, for a long time now, the doctors have been prescribing something called forest bathing, which doesn't mean you take a bath in the forest, but you do bathe yourself in terms of being in the leaves and the colors and the senses. So using your 5 senses when you are in nature. So maybe try that the next time you go out for a walk, even if it is just to your local park or to your garden, is to use your senses, sight, smell, taste, touch, and really, really immerse yourself in the experience. And if you don't have a dog, pretend that you have a dog and you need to go walking. Dog walkers tend to get a lot more steps than those who don't have dogs. Then the second top tip for a wedge habit here would be around activating during your workday, because a lot of us are spending time behind computers, at desks, in meetings, driving, commuting, and our energy is not infinite. It's like a full battery, hopefully full at the start of your day, that starts to then diminish. So how can you help to restore not just your physical, but your emotional and mental energy too? Well, you can bring in movement breaks, or what I call exercise snacks. This means to definitely think about looking away from your screen every 20 seconds. So the 20-20-20 guideline is every 20 minutes of screen time, we should actually look about 20 feet away for 20 seconds. So it's helpful to look out a window, look behind you, take 1 or 2 deep breaths, and then carry on with your work. And definitely don't sit for longer than an hour at a time. Get up, stretch, move, and you'll find your energy will be so much better, as well as your concentration. You might make less mistakes and get through more work in less time. And think about how you can maybe alternate between sitting and standing, maybe having a sit-stand desk. Are there meetings and calls that you can do on audio and get out and actually walk, or simply stand? And we've spoken about this in the nourish category. If you did take a look at my top 3, one of them there was to actually stop for lunch. So can you take a break at least in the middle of your day? So which one of these might add some inspiration for you as a wedge habit? And then thirdly, if you're already doing all the others, I would say, can you be curious about stretching? So how could you stretch for more flexibility? We know it's incredibly important. A lot of us do cardio exercise. We might even do weight-bearing exercise like gymming, but we neglect the stretching. And what's good about stretching, not only does it help with flexibility and avoiding injuries and keeping us in really good shape the older we get, but when you combine stretching with mindful, slow breathing, you're also nourishing your nervous system and your digestive system. So here you can habit stack. You can stretch while you're listening to a podcast or doing something else, chatting to somebody, or you can do it mindfully, bring in some deep breathing, and maybe 5-7 minutes next to your bed in the mornings or at night can make all the difference. So I hope that these top tips will inspire you on how you can enhance this category of movement and physical vitality.